Look at the trajectory of India over the last 20 years. The physical landscape, the massive urban migration, the sheer velocity of demographic expansion. The population has surged, shifting across state lines and filling megacities. Hundreds of millions of people are competing for space, infrastructure, and a voice. Yet the total number of parliamentary seats representing those exact citizens has remained completely static since the early 2000s. The government explicitly chose to hit pause. The 84th Amendment locked seat allocations to decades-old census numbers, intentionally freezing the electoral map in place. Because the population kept growing unevenly, that freeze created a severe geographic imbalance. A voter in a booming industrial center now has a fraction of the electoral weight compared to a voter in a slower-growing province. That legal pause button has a strict expiration date, and it hits immediately following the year 2026. When that clock runs out, the largest democracy on Earth must pull out a blank map and redraw the boundaries of its own power. The task of upgrading that democratic infrastructure falls to the Delimitation Commission. They operate as an independent referee. To strip partisanship from the equation, the panel relies on retired Supreme Court judges and top election officials. Their primary tool will be the upcoming 2027 census, a massive, high-definition data drop detailing exactly where everyone lives today. Using fresh numbers, they remap local constituencies. A sprawling city district might shrink in size, while a rural area swallows up territory to capture equal voters. The driving logic is absolute parity, ensuring every elected official answers to the exact same number of citizens. The delimitation process serves as an automatic, mathematical calibration required to maintain consistent representation across a changing population. But the upcoming calibration is massive. To absorb the new population totals without squeezing existing boundaries too tight, projections show the Lok Sabha expanding to around 850 seats. That specific expansion serves as a massive legal tripwire. It activates the long-awaited Women's Reservation Law, guaranteeing a historic influx of female lawmakers. Political leaders often prioritize a specific regional incentive, valuing short-term local power over the broader goal of national statistical fairness. States that managed population growth face a serious reduction in their slice of the national pie, feeling penalized for doing what the government asked. Conversely, regions with exploding demographics insist their massive populations entitle them to a larger voice. What begins as a routine census check quickly devolves into a fierce tug-of-war over geographic leverage. The impact of delimitation goes past the seat count in the assembly. It alters the long-term mechanics of Indian federalism for the next generation. The new allocation of seats will permanently alter the arithmetic required for any party to form a national government. A handful of highly dense states could gather enough electoral mass to dominate national policy. It forces an incredibly difficult intellectual compromise. A functioning democracy has to protect the unique cultural identity of its smaller regions, while strictly guaranteeing that a voter in a megacity carries the exact same electoral weight. Regardless of how the politicians settle the final numbers, the geographic center of power in India will sit in an entirely new location by the end of this decade. A living democracy requires its physical architecture to expand and shift alongside the population, ensuring the framework continues to fit the people it represents.